Welcome back to TMI, the Minecraft interview channel where I interview Minecraft creators to see where they started and what keeps them going. In this video, we interview Minecraft horror and storyteller ZeeMyth. Please enjoy. Okay, ZeeMyth, would you like to introduce yourself for people who might not know who you are?
Yeah, I'm ZeeMyth. I just make little Minecraft horror movies, work on like visuals and writing, and making cool experiences on YouTube. You know.
Hey, you're a scary dude. Oh.
Yeah, that's always my vibe.
We love blue people. Blue love. So, the first question I have lined up for you is, how did you get your name, ZeeMyth?
Oh, it's actually that's a weird one to answer because it's based on like part of my name, but it's just a continuation from some sort of name that I just like merged into, making it a little cooler with the Z.
Nice.
Yeah, to keep things vague. I'm very mysterious.
What made you want to make content?
I think I always wanted to. Like I always like sort of just did it on the side just for like fun here and there, like as a kid. Because I like watched YouTube a ton. And there was like tons of inspiring folks. Usually like the pipeline started with Markiplier, and you can see where that goes with me then making like horror stories and little horror puzzles and adventures and experiences and everything. And I think like what eventually like sealed the deal was a video from the Spiffing Brit where he talked about like a little YouTube cheat code that was coming out with YouTube Shorts, where you could like play YouTube Shorts and like if you just make them like pretty good and like be like really consistent with them, it would work out really well. And so I just worked from there, did some shorts that in hindsight could have been so much better because I never really adapted or learned or changed things up, but then used that, moved over to TikTok and got like much more of a reputation there for a little while.
On the mention of Markiplier, for the next question, is who inspired you to do content? Was Markiplier a inspiration of yours?
I think so, yeah. There's definitely like Markiplier's pretty much up there. Then if I could like name a name, I'd say Markiplier is pretty much one of the go-tos. I think it's like just a general like inspiration of like so many things on YouTube or so many people, and then lots of like horror directors over in like the Hollywood world of like movies and films who got me into more like storytelling things and like learning like writing and everything. But yeah, Markiplier is definitely like one of the backbones, I'd say, of my inspiration.
Do you have like any Minecraft inspiration, like YouTubers that like made you want to do Minecraft?
Oh yeah, there was Garfield was a really big one for me. Who just he is a like Minecraft horror creator who has like really great emotional storytelling with his videos, of sometimes like hopping on trends, sometimes like just creating these like really cool new things that have like just an undeniably cool vibe. And he does like horror really well. He has this like great execution of like uncanny things and like making things feel really like weird and like sketchy, which is really cool. So like a couple years ago he made like a backrooms video, like 100 days in the backrooms. I think it was titled something like that. But he like just I had that in mind whenever I like eventually moved over to horror content, because I was a builder for a long time. Like I would do a lot of builds, which was such a good like cheat code or like really good practice for eventually making horror videos, because I do like a lot of structural horror and like architectural horror in a way. And his video, and then like his video a couple of months later of like exploring abandoned SMPs, just the way they hit and like the storytelling of them and that merge of like unfiction and like it was just like very immersive because there was this like real feeling behind it, where it's just like someone going and exploring something and then things happening and like it looking like deeper into their psyche. The like video itself, there's like so much cool metatextual storytelling that I picked up quite a bit, just like based on the entirety of YouTube and the entirety of like the internet and how you can do storytelling on it.
Is he the reason you did Minecraft content? Like, why did you want to do Minecraft content?
I just played it a lot. I've like played it for like 14 years or something. I don't know, like since like 1.2, like whenever like Jungles just came out was when I started playing it. So it's always just like been around, and I've like played it here and there. like past couple years quite a bit, but usually just as a tool for like making stuff. It's kind of like if someone that made like Gmod videos or roleplay videos in any sort of like video game. It's just like a really good digital tool to have like a lot of creative freedom. But I did like a lot of building stuff and like kind of liked it. It was pretty cool. It's just because like I had a lot of experience with it and like I used to build quite a bit. Then just like I've always liked horror, and so seeing people try horror and do horror and like have that emotional resonance and like have storytelling that was that strong was really cool, very inspiring.
What keeps you motivated to keep doing content?
Oh, just making cool things, I think. Like I just want to give people a cool experience, and then usually that's like a blessing and a curse, because it's a feeling of like you can definitely sacrifice a couple things for the sake of like cool things, because there's this argument of like spectacle versus depth, I think, with like storytelling or like making videos, where things can be like really spectacular and be like crazy and bombastic and have like lots of pretty visuals, but when you really look at it, there's like no depth to it. And so it's just a case of like I just want to make things that go to crazy new places for the niche that I'm in, and also just like the internet as a whole, but then also have like the depth of storytelling to back it up, so that I can like, yeah, I just want to like give people cool things, you know?
So you just want to entertain people. You want to keep people entertained.
Yeah. Also, like, actively, I think. Like, I've always, especially, like, as I moved over to horror, like, I've always been telling stories, and even before that, maybe, I think, yeah, like, telling stories and designing videos so that, like, there's so much more to be, like, picked up or found about those videos for, like, people who want to engage with them more. Like, trying to give people more, like whether it's like puzzles to solve or mysteries to solve or little strands of story to follow and see the patterns all throughout the videos, like things like that I find really nice. It's like just making the videos or making the stories like worth their time, and like a little bit past the actual video itself for like people who want to, which I think comes from like me just being a big FNAF fan years ago and loving the idea of like delving into the lore and figuring out puzzles and like brightening up images, and there was just something like so magical about that.
For entertaining people, I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
For the next question is, what was your reaction when your channel surpassed 50,000 subs?
Oh, it was pretty nuts. I think that was kind of recently. It's like it was on the horizon in a way. It was just because of like this one series that I started, where before it started, I was at like 15,000 or like 14,000, and the first part of the series like blew me up quite a bit. Put my name out there a little bit, which was kind of neat. Like there was like a couple people that just out of the blue messaged me and were like, "Oh, this is really cool," and it's like, "Oh my god, this guy's messaging me. That's so cool. Appreciate it." But yeah, it was like really, really nice, because I've like ventured out into like other channels here and there and just like grinded them out, and like it's, for me at least, like the content I was making was like easier content on like other ventures and things. I've had channels like hit like some good metrics as well, but with this one, it's like so much more close to heart. It's like stories and like executions that I like care about. And so to have this start to really like pick up and let me understand the like vibe that I wanna have with like the stories and the channel as a whole is like very nice. It's just like very freeing, I think, to know that there's potential, you know?
Yeah. Is one of your sub goals like to get to 100K? Like, do you have any sub goals in mind?
I think like in a way, not like a ton. I think like for me it's like view goals. I think I like venture out more too, because I think like I have an audience that is like so dedicated and really cool and like so invested in videos, and they're like dropping like tons of like paragraphs of write-ups that are just like really great to read and just like so interesting about like their feelings of the videos and what it reminds them of and what they think as well, and like I'll have like short stories in my comments. Because of that, I'm like, I care less about like the number of subscribers, as like nice as it is, but it's more just like having a great time with like so many people that are just there like for the ride to see like what the next experience is and give their thoughts on it and like put their input into what all these stories mean and everything. So for me, it's more just a case of like more views, I guess, so that there's just like more people out there that can hang around, have a good time, hopefully.
from your videos, what is your favorite video you have made and your least favorite video you have made?
Someone asked me this a couple weeks ago, like a good friend of mine. And I think it's, for me, I have a shipwreck video where I think it's like looting 161 shipwrecks to find this, I think is the title. I really like that one because of, it was my second one in this like new style, and I feel like the storytelling in it, I think is like the best I've ever hit, of like great emotion behind decisions, like going to cool places, but also like making those cool things be because of character. In hindsight, it's a very fast video. It's so crazy, like looking back at videos and seeing how much I've like slowed things down. But that, and then also I have a Farlands video where it's like I explored the Farlands, or I went past the Farlands to find this, or why I went past the Farlands, something in that vibe. And that one I really like just because it's like, it's sort of just me like going no holds barred on like poetic writing, like ethereal writing, very just like all sorts of crazy, but then also like having like a lot of points behind that, so that it's not just like random jumbles of words, you know, like there's actual like, there's like a very like big emotional like resonant core, that whether people know what that is or not is always like part of the fun. Seeing like people try to figure out like the sort of point of videos is pretty cool. Yeah, those two definitely, I think. And then I think the like my most recent one, like Bedrock 2, Bedrock.zip, the sequel, like hour-long video, really big, really crazy, tons of awesome experiments in there, some of like my best scenes that I've ever made, lots of cool puzzles, which I like, but also, yeah, hard to like always think about things, because there's like, you always think about the like mistakes that you made in like certain videos as well. I think, yeah, those are like top 3 in no sort of order.
Going back to your videos, do you have any future plans for content?
Oh yeah, lots of unfiction projects. Digital horror movies, I think, is the vibe that I'm going with, but also loud storytelling. Stories that are like strong in like their message, like very poignant, I think, that like absolutely have something to say. Whether that's said directly, probably not. Stories that like I think explore some emotions and some feelings, might be common, might not be, but also it just like stories that just like think about the future a little bit. Not to be too cryptic, but yeah, I've got a couple cool plans over the summer.
That's great. I can't wait to see these future videos when they come out.
Yeah.
Those are all the questions I had for you, ZeeMyth. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you having me, letting me spiel my spiel a little bit.
Anytime. Well, thank you, ZeeMyth.
Hey, thank you.